Okay. We're live. This isn't gonna work. I I can see all of the flags. There is no way that my face is clear right now and you guys can hear me. But I'm going to check, and if you're watching this, it means it worked. But oh man, my Wi-Fi, if you can hear me, the Wi-Fi, let's see. Oh, it's actually working. If you can hear me. All right, it's working. I'm gonna keep an eye on this because this is the first time in days that this has worked. We are doing our reaction to the NFL divisional round. We have our conference championships ready to go, and there's one person in here. I'm gonna spiel. I was planning on spieling if this was gonna work. I'm in a pretty shitty mood, and I used to do these live streams, but with the NBA, I used to do like a live stream during every Houston Rockets game. And I'm really annoyed, man. It's January 19th, and this is supposed to be the biggest time of the year. You know, I cover the NFL. It's supposed to be a huge time of the year. And unless I am making a Seattle Seahawks video, I can't get a single damn click. And what's annoying is and YouTube in general is spiraling down because YouTube Shorts are now pretty much a big portion of YouTube views in general. But I had made a decision before this NFL season started. I was like, I'm going to go as hard as I can. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I'll move on. But hopefully it does work and I can keep covering the NFL. 2025 was a horrible year for the channel, and 2026 is off to a horrible start. But the offseason usually is slow, and I want to change that because I cover the freaking NFL and should be getting more than 200 views on a Patriots video. So I always say I want to do more of these because it just grows community. It just builds rapport. Every time I do one of these, people are like, "Oh my God, it's your face." And it just frustrates me how little of a connection I have with my viewers. So we've been doing these every week for a couple of weeks now, and thank you all for tuning in. That's enough of the rant. Let's get into some games here. Um, Honestly, it looks just like a Seattle New England Super Bowl. I actually can't believe the Chicago Bears lost that football game. My Wi-Fi will not even load ESPN, and uh, it's super cool. You guys can actually see this. Hit that like button if you don't mind. We are trying to reach over like 20, 25-ish on a live stream. My freaking Wi-Fi is freaking. So, all right, Denver Broncos versus Buffalo Bills. I was rooting for Denver. I'm kind of surprised Josh Allen didn't ruin my weekend. To just be honest with you, Denver pulls away at the tail end, and just the catastrophic news that Bo Nix got hurt. The game ends, and I immediately went to record a YouTube video, and I get the video uploaded, I get my thumbnail, all that fun stuff, and just like that, I see a comment from my buddy Chris, who does some of the thumbnails on this channel, and he is saying that Bo Nix broke his ankle and is done for the playoffs. And then obviously we kind of had a witch hunt on social media, people trying to find the play, and then Sean Payton gets to the presser and explains what's going on, and shout out to Bo Nix, the balls, and everyone was talking about adrenaline. Just the ability to finish that football game is super impressive. And now they're ripping with Jarrett Stidham. You can see my kind of Raiders thing in the background. I used to cover the Raiders were the first ever NFL team I covered, and it kind of stopped in the last few years because man, I've had a Raiders channel since 2022, and they have not had a single good finish. And this year they were the worst team in football. I don't think it was particularly close. And this is not mother effing. Like I said, folks, I'm in a shitty ass mood. The outage, there was an outage with like Verizon and all that crap, all those people, and I have not had anything going since then. So, all right, finally works. Sean McDermott just got fired, and probably just, what it reminds me of, and I say this so much, the Josh Allen and Sean McDermott Buffalo Bills remind me of the Green Bay Packers with Mike McCarthy, but the catch is they didn't win a Super Bowl. The Buffalo Bills Did not win a Super Bowl with Josh Allen and Sean McDermott, so it is different. But it's similar in the sense of they keep having these postseason exits. They always seem the same. This one was actually kind of different because we actually saw Josh Allen turn the football over. We saw Josh Allen actually throw interceptions, which if you watched the game or if you remember, there were some absurd stat lines of how little he throws interceptions in the playoffs. And he went like, I mean, he was leading the active NFL players in last total snaps or total throws since his last playoff interception. But I feel for Buffalo fans because you guys don't have, the pedigree that you should have and that you want to have. So it might be the worst team to root for in football. And I don't know. I know a lot of Bills fans. Everybody loves Josh Allen. Everybody loves Josh Allen. I love Josh Allen. He used to follow my golf company. Um, it probably still does, but it's been rebranded. And I'm so happy Denver made it. I was saying we said it in our last live stream last Monday, I think it was. I said it smells like Teen Spirit. It smells like a Peyton Manning Tom Brady conference championship game. I live in Florida, so I don't have the same smells as I used to in Chicago, but we're in a cold spurt. I'm playing golf tomorrow and it's going to be 42 degrees when I tee off. And so you get some of the winter smells and it just smelled like it in the air. And it just sucks. It actually sucks so much that Bo Nix is not going to be able to participate in this football game. Jarrett Stidham can sling it. And as far as having a backup QB, getting ready to play an AFC conference championship game, it's one of the better situations. We'll see if he can Nick Foles it. We'll see, man. We'll see if he's Nick Foles or Caleb Haney. But that defense is very good. I'm glad to see the takeaways in that football game. And I'd love to see the run game get going. Bo Nix, I did not realize Bo Nix was the leading rusher in that game. 12 carries for only 29 yards. Next closest was Jaleel McLaughlin at 21. We only saw 6 rushes from RJ Harvey. And I saw J.K. Dobbins' practice window just opened. Let's see. We've got Marvin Mims, who had an unbelievable football game, but they got a little banged up. Hopefully Pat Bryant and Troy Franklin are good to go. I haven't checked any injury reports or anything like that. I like Sean Payton getting in his bag to the Frank Crum in the flat touchdown. But it was a game of two halves, and props to Denver for hanging into it. And the whole broken ankle thing makes it make much more sense. But I am glad that Bo Nix, I think that narrative has changed now that they won the playoff game, and it's now like, I don't think you can dispute Bo Nix as the franchise quarterback for Denver. So congratulations. Seattle, San Francisco. So I was listening to some podcasts today and reading some articles, and people were like, yeah, man, I was, watching some of the film from the San Fran Philadelphia game, and I'm like, I don't even know how they're going to do it against Seattle. I was heading into this football game thinking, I don't even know how they're going to score points against the Seahawks. I don't know what's going to happen. And the whole week leading up was the San Francisco 49ers were the most bet on team to win this damn week. And that just means you don't watch San Francisco or Seattle football, because Seattle is by far the best team in the NFC, and they were in the whole regular season other than the Rams. And then they finally dismantled or beat the Rams in a crazy finish. So you've got the two best teams in the NFC playing each other, Los Angeles and Seattle. And Seattle is so freaking good. They pretty much just turn your offense into just like a one-trick pony. I mean, they do such a good job. Nick Worry, what he offers that defense as a rookie, it's super impressive what Mike McDonald is doing. I made a Seahawks video and everyone was like, wow, I'm surprised you took the Sam Darnold bait about the oblique injury. I don't know what the catch-22 was about the Sam Darnold injury or non-injury injury, but he didn't really need to do anything. He got sacked a couple of times, threw a nice touchdown really nice touchdown actually to JSN. He made a couple of plays, but he only had 12 completions, only 17 attempts. When you're up 17-0 after the first quarter, you're not going to usually need to throw the football too much. Zach Charbonnet, unfortunate injury, torn ACL. He's done for the season, and he's going to be done for a little bit of next year, I'm sure. But Ken Walker, 19 carries, 116 yards, 3 touchdowns. That Seahawks run game in the last 4-6 games of the season, including the playoffs, It's been exactly what I thought it would be at the start of the season, and the Charbonnet injury does suck, but we were seeing Velus Jones Jr. I was huge on Velus Jones Jr. when he came out of Tennessee, but that didn't pan out. But you got Shaheed, you got Ken Walker, and they should be able to run the ball in the next one, hopefully 2 games enough with no Charbonnet. Ken Walker's just been on such a tear that you want to feed him the football in general. That Rashid Shaheed kick return to start off the game, you can't ask for better. I mean, you can't ask for better. That just set the tone for that game, and they did not take their foot off the gas. The defense is absolutely terrifying. They've got the QB, and we'll talk about them in a second because we're getting there. Houston, New England. CJ Stroud went 20 of 47 for 212 yards, a touchdown, 4 interceptions. All 4 of those picks came in the first half. I was a little worried about Houston heading into this game because, first off, the Patriots' defense is better than people think. And I think CJ Stroud's a fine quarterback. The run game, I would say it should have been an issue. Our first comment, Mr. Fontu. I've got a prop. Well, actually, we got this right here. Oh. I am a mega Cubs fan. Mega Cubs fan. And this hat doesn't fit me, which is why it sits right behind me. Go White Sox. There you go. I don't really have, I mean, especially I haven't lived in Chicago in 4 years, 3 years, something like that. So I never really got into the Sox-Cubs rivalry in the 2010s once Przynski and Michael Barrett were gone. Didn't really feel the rivalry. I hope the Sox can get to some relevancy here. But what was I saying? The CJ Stroud 4 interceptions. I was talking about the run game. Woody Marks was the leading carrier, 14 carries for 17 yards. That's 1.2 yards per carry. Their longest run was CJ Stroud by 10. And the offensive line just they need to figure it out. You know, I don't care about they had a nice rookie draft pick. Cool. Health is a thing for every offensive line, but it's just like it's just got to be figured out. I saw they wanted to bring back their offensive coordinator, and I don't see it at all. I don't know why you would want. I always get Kaylee and Casario mixed up. I don't know why you wouldn't want. And I'm already tweaking myself out, which is super stupid, but I think it's Kaylee. I don't know why you would want him back, but they do need to just read this offensive line, man. It's just not going to work. And when you're missing wide receiver number 1, it's going to make the job much more difficult. When you can't protect the quarterback, you can't run the football, and you're missing wide receiver 1. Bad things are coming. Jaden Higgins and Jalen Noel were 2 phenomenal draft picks. Jalen Noel, especially in special teams. He was special. Jaden Higgins, love his size. My Wi-Fi is not working. And anyways, I always fucking I botched the goddamn OC. I was trying to figure it out. But anyways, I need to watch the film, to be honest with you, from that football game. I haven't watched any film from any of these games. I should have gotten on that today. But I'm not putting too much blame on CJ. 4 picks is inexcusable. The thing is, they keep winning a playoff game and then losing in this game. So changes need to come. Tank Dell needs to get healthy, but I like their drafts, and that defense is here to stay. So that's awesome. That's awesome. We got some chatters in here. I'll take a quick break. Love the vids. Post on Let's Talk Box, man. I apologize. My team channel is really the bed this year because this channel has been so downhill that it consumes my every waking moment and, obviously other, business ventures. But I do need to get going on Let's Talk Bucks, and I will be posting frequently on all of my team channels, specifically Buccaneers and Tampa, or Buccaneers and probably a little bit of Vegas because they've got the number 1 pick. But yeah, I live here in Tampa, and I want to talk Tampa. The end of that Buccaneer season was just miserable, man. I couldn't even record. Hopefully Tampa can get healthy and get the train back on the track. The train back on tracks. Is that how that saying goes? Get the train back on track? Get the train back on track. Yeah. I guess that's what I'm looking for Tampa. But I appreciate you, man. I didn't know I didn't know people were really like, intertwined like that. That's awesome. Yeah, Jacob Parrish will definitely get into some of these rookies, especially their DBs. I haven't lived in Chicago since 2016, man. Oh, well, you don't care about the Cubs. CJ Stroud is not built for the moment. They say we missed the mark by drafting Young over Stroud. He doesn't seem focused. He went on a crazy. Something went viral recently where it was like, um, you know, you draft a young quarterback, just show them what CJ Stroud does off the field and tell them not to do that. New England, not their best football game at all. Drake May didn't even play that good of a football game. He was getting hit left and right, 5 total sacks, and still he threw a bad pick. 3 touchdowns, 179. That touchdown to Kayshon Boutte, that catch from Boutte was huge. I was saying in my Pats video, I remember their draft class from I think would it be 2023, and he's out of LSU, and he was a roster cutoff. He was one of those roster cutoff guys, and he made it, and the rest is history. Really cool story, and they're kind of like Green Bay, and they've just got all these wide receivers, and that Diggs move was huge, and that's why I want Green Bay to make a Diggs-esque move. Drake May fumbled 4 times, lost 2 of them. That Texans defense is legit, and you're going to face something similar against Denver, but they're missing their damn quarterback. So wild. And then finally, we have Los Angeles versus Chicago, which I knew Chicago was going to win this football game. I knew they were going to win the football game. I knew it. I just knew they were going to win this football game, and they did it, and I could not be happier. I could not be a happier peach. Man, there's 2 sides to the coin right now. People are like, oh, who's going to tell Bears fans that this was their window? And then the other side, like all my friends and family who are Bears fans are like, this is awesome. Hopefully we're about to become a winning team because that was awesome. They're booing the fans, or they're booing the Rams players. When the football game was over, that's Chicago sports. That's Chicago Bear football. The weather was perfect. The atmosphere was perfect. The crowd was great. Caleb threw the craziest touchdown you'll ever see. And yeah, I'm a Packers fan, and when he threw that touchdown, I mean, it's the last play of the quarter. The Rams had 12 seconds left, and they kneeled it. I couldn't believe it. I was surprised Ben Johnson didn't go for it on 2. Even in hindsight, I still don't think they should have gone for it on 2. And I am absolutely shocked that the Chicago Bears ended the regulation like that, got a defensive stop, and didn't win the football game. I can't believe it. Ben Johnson, I don't think he looked good. I don't think he looked great. He gets really cute sometimes, and this was as a first-year head coach, I thought he did a great job. He did a great job, but there were some coaching moments in that game, 3 straight runs. I think he did it twice. I'm very curious what that roster is going to look like next season, and see which guys they're going to get rid of and who they're going to bring in. They're going to be a fun team in the draft, and it's fun vibes over in Chicago. And I'm glad they lost, man. As far as the Rams go, I don't really care about Ram football. It feels like a sham to me. They feel like an industry plant NFL team. I miss when they were in St. Louis. I could 1,000% get behind them if they were still in St. Louis, but I still have yet to really catch that feel for either Los Angeles team, the Chargers and the Rams. But the game's going to be in Seattle, so that's going to be awesome. City plays better than Straw. Broncos got a chance. Yeah, for sure. Who do you think the Bucks will take? Who do the Bucks? I wonder what the Bucks draft spot is. We've got the whole. Let's pull it up because you are right. I'm just gonna bring up a random mocker. Is if this works. Once again, if you guys would not mind hitting that like button. Goes a very long way on these live streams, trying to reach like 25. Oh God. Bucks on top. I don't know if we're going to be able to do this. We're not going to be able to do this. My Wi-Fi is Shit the bed. Let's see. Where is Tampa Bay? Tampa Bay, Tampa Bay, Tampa Bay. 15th. Wow. They've got him taking Sonny Styles out of Ohio State, which would be cool. Levante David will be gone soon, but I need to get acclimated to the Tampa Bay Buccaneer offseason. I've got a bunch. Saw a cool article. It's from ESPN. Let's see what the title is. NFL 2026 NFL offseason free agents draft notes prediction, and they're doing it for every team or the 28 teams that it's began. And yeah, I plan on making some videos on all of these teams. I'm glad they lost because the way Bears fans were talking, you would have thought it was Rams versus the Weather Channel. I'm trying to get the comparison here. Because of the weather. Bears fans are loud. Bears fans, I mean, I don't need to tell you. And that's what I like about them. Patriots favorite from last offseason. Maybe we could be high on them. Right on, Bucks on top. Thank you. All right, that concludes our conference championship or our divisional round recap. We've got New England, Denver at 3 o'clock. And then we've got New England's a 5.5 favorite. And then 6:30 Rams, Seattle. Seattle's a 2.5-point favorite. Mild weather, both games, around 50 and sunny, partially sunny. Good football weather. And I'll do a preview video before we get close to any of these games. There have been some coaches that got hired, and coaches hired NFL. It would be cool if I could find something that just has it all in a line. Record tying 10 head coach changes this season. All right. Oh, wait, no. That was from 2022. Of the 10 coaches hired in 2022, 8 have already lost their jobs. Kevin O'Connell and Tampa Bay Buccaneers coach. So what were there, 9 this season? That's interesting. I can't pull up anything on my freaking laptop here, but I would love to. John Harbaugh. I made a video about John Harbaugh to the New York Giants. I love it. It reminds me of, to be honest with you, it kind of reminds me of the New England Patriots a little bit, where you've got these successful teams and very historic franchises, very big markets. And I think he's just going to build up the bottom of that roster and just get that ship sailing smoothly. Second time we've said that analogy today. No, we did train on tracks, and then we're doing a ship sailing smoothly. So, yeah, John Harbaugh it's perfect. Best one since Tom Coughlin in 2004, not even close. And I believe they want to bring Todd Monken in as the offensive coordinator, which would be cool. What's up, Suryan? Animation Sports. Thank you for popping in. Oh, my God. I'm very surprised Todd Bowles did not get fired. Kevin Stefanski to Atlanta. Let's see if I can pull this up. Do I think Jackson Dart's going to turn into Eli Manning? No, because Eli Manning would never take hits like that. What's up, Josh? Thank you for pulling in. But I do like it. Well, we got to wait for the OC, though. If it's Monken. All right, you guys can see this. All right, I got a golf podcast. So let me switch this to good old Lambeau Field. If that'll ever load, come on. Come on, baby. All right, we're botching that. I'll just tell you what's going on as I X out of the tab. All right, Kevin Stefanski to the Atlanta Falcons. He looks just like a buddy I know of. They look literally identical. I like Kevin Stefanski a lot, and I've always been so hopeful before Browns seasons because I love his offensive mind, and we'll see what they decide to do with the quarterback spot. I don't know. I'm actually very worried about Michael Penix Jr., but I don't know how they stand. They've got a new head coach coming in. They've still got Kirk Cousins, so they can move off Kirk Cousins. They can rip with Michael Penix. They could do something different at quarterback, although I'm not sure what the legitimacy is going to be of that. Penix, we did not see too much of I wouldn't say Penix did anything too crazy from what I can recall, but 2,000 yards, 9 touchdowns, 3 picks, rushing touchdown as well. Kirk Cousins, more or less the same, almost identical-ish ratings, everything. So how old's Kirk now? 37. He's gonna be 38 by the time the season starts. Penix is also older. He'll be 26 when the season starts. So Michael Penix, Kyle Pitts, Drake London, Bijan Robinson. Is Darnell Mooney a free agent? I love all the weapons Kevin Stefanski has finally been given, and I'm excited to see what happens. Morris, time to move off of. I'm hoping the Green Bay Packers can pick up Raheem Morris as their defensive coordinator. The special teams is so bad. I just recorded a Packers video today, and the special teams for the last decade has been absolutely disgusting. Yeah, I remember there's a place in right down the road that I was gonna go to, and I remember right before we went to dinner, Liam Cohen decided to go actually or I think what happened is Liam Cohen decided not to be the head coach of Jacksonville, so I made a video about it, and then at dinner, I see on the TV that, "Oh, just kidding, he's now the head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars." Drew Petzing to the Detroit Lions to be their offensive coordinator. I love it. I hated it at first. Um, Drew Petzing, his run game success. I'm about to do a video. I've got a channel called What Then Alt right now that I'm doing just kind of face videos, literally no editing. They're like 15 minutes long. It's more niche stuff. I'm probably going to do a Drew Petzing Lions video over on that channel. And I didn't like it at first because it's Drew Petzing, and Cardinals fans hate this man so much. But when you look into it, I like it. Run first kind of guy. He's going to get that Lions running room to, at worst, top 10 as it should be. Hopefully, he can get back to a top 5, top 3 unit. Arizona was 19th, 11th, and 19th in yards gained in his 3 seasons there. But you had Kyler Murray, and Kyler Murray got hurt. And then you had Jacoby Brissett, and Jacoby Brissett put up unbelievable career numbers. He was amazing. And then Marvin Harrison Jr. got hurt. But we saw Michael Wilson look like a wide receiver 1. Jacoby Brissett looked like a QB 1. And I'm now excited. I was not aware that Dan Campbell is still going to be calling plays. I was not aware of that. If you don't remember, in 2022, when he got hired to be the Lions head coach, he hired Anthony Lynn as his offensive coordinator, got rid of his play calling halfway through, promotes Ben Johnson, and then Ben Johnson's there till last year. They hire John Morton. John Morton's duties are relinquished of play calling halfway through the season. So I need to look into that a little bit more because it seems like Drew Petzing is not going to be calling the plays, and it's going to be Dan Campbell, which I don't know if I'm a big fan of Dan Campbell calling plays moving forward. So hopefully that was just one-off in the report. That's it. That's all the coaches that have been hired. Oh, Jeff Hafley. I knew it was coming. Jeff Hafley has done a great job with Green Bay in the last 2 years. Packers fans, here's a quick excerpt as we conclude this show. Jeff Hafley was brought in to the Green Bay Packers 2 years ago. He was the head coach for Boston College for 4 years prior to that. He had never had any NFL coordination experience. And they bring him in from Boston College, and they were like a little bit, let's say he coached for 50 games at Boston College. They were like, I'm not good at math. They were like 23 and 27, right? Boston College. You don't know Boston College football at all. Packers fans were very hesitant in bringing Jeff Hafley in as the DC, myself included, but I'm more optimistic, so I got around with it right away. But it's something to keep in mind. You see coordinators get fired. Tampa Bay, Dave Canales, Liam Cohen, now Grizzard, but coordinator shifts, they can be a bad thing, John Morton, but they can also be a very good thing. So as a Packers fan, we just lost our DC, Jeff Hafley, to be the head coach of the Miami Packers. And that's the joke, is they keep poaching all of our personnel guys, our management dudes. But Jeff Hafley in Miami should be cool. There's a lot of talent on that defense, although I'll even just pull up their defensive statistics. I remember Miami like 2 years ago did all this stuff on defense, and I feel like I never hear about it. let's see what their base defensive stats were. 24th in scoring, 18th in passing, 26th in rushing, 15th in sacks and takeaways. So hopefully he can get that unit playing the way it should. My uncle is calling me. Quarterback position, who the heck knows? Who the heck knows? But yeah, like I said, I kind of want Raheem Morris to maybe step in as DC if the Packers decide to do that. I collect sport cards. I actually, well, I don't know if I would say I like. I mean, I've got a bunch right here. I like if I'm at like Target or something, I just buy a pack. I got a little pack right here. That's Bryce Young. But I was at we were at the mall yesterday. We were at the mall on Saturday before the game started, and I walked into the sports store and bought a basketball pack of cards and these teeny mates. I got Caleb Williams. I love these little teeny mates, but I got a rookie Cooper Flag and a rookie Derek Queen card. So I was happy about that. Yeah, I love cards. I've always loved cards. That's really all I got, folks. Thank you. You all put me in a much better mood, and I'm gonna figure this YouTube channel out because I know there are a lot of people who like watching them, and I love to make them so much. So gonna figure it out. We'll get the channel back on track, and we're gonna be doing these a lot in 2026. So thank you. Sorry, Bucks. I gotta go eat an amazing meatloaf from the lady, and I gotta make a Drew Petzing Lions video. So thank you. We'll be back though. We'll see you in a few days. Peace.